My name is Olufunmilola Bucknor. I run a company called HR Madam Consulting. We cater to SMEs in Nigeria. We offer services like recruitment, outsourcing, HR projects, really, surveys, and anything HR, training. So that's what we do at HR Madam Consulting. I studied industrial relations and personnel management at the University of Lagos, and I had my first HR job in London, but as a part-time job, because then I was in school, in music school, and I was entitled to 20 hours of work per week. So I was working in this boutique recruitment agency, and then when I came back to Nigeria, I thought, okay, I studied HR. And I have a little bit of HR experience. I mean, I did that for a year. So I went and looked for an HR job. By the way, the reason why I'm telling this story is because I thought I was going to be a full-time musician. So it's been a journey for me. And so my first HR job in Nigeria was actually in another HR boutique firm called Box and Cedar. I gained a lot of experience there. I am totally indebted to the owner of that company because she taught us a lot. So but there my scope then got expanded, you know, so I wasn't doing only recruitment, I also did training. I know that we did change management for one or two organizations, which took me to places like Port Harcourt. You know, I did HR audits, I did different things, so it exposed me to the world of HR. From there I moved on to KPMG Professional Services. I was there for about 5 years. I managed the process for about 140 something staff, you know, comprising partners, associate directors, you know, senior managers, up to somebody who just entered the world of work today. And that experience, with that experience, I did recruitment. Recruitment took me to several universities across Nigeria because I did campus recruitment in addition to experienced higher recruitment. I did global mobility management for people going on exchange programs. It was very exciting. It was new, but you know, another like a boot camp for me to really learn about HR and the world of HR. Interestingly, my move from KPMG was as a result of, or let me say, was influenced by my previous employer, who was, I mean, till today, she's still my mentor, you know. So one day she just said, there's a new opportunity and I think that it would be good for you. Do you want to try? And that's how I gave her my resume. And that opportunity actually happened to be me being the first HR manager for Smile Telecoms in Nigeria. And I was headhunted by Samsung Electronics West Africa. I was the talent development manager for West Africa. Really, it was an opportunity I could not I could not say I did not want, because I was now covering 5 countries. So I was talent development manager covering Nigeria, Ghana, Senegal, Cameroon, and Cote d'Ivoire. After that, I then went to Unilever Nigeria PLC, where I was leadership development specialist. And I just got to a point in my career that I thought I wanted to do other things. I did mention at the beginning that I thought I was going to be a full-time musician. I had gone to music school. I had been singing all my life, you know, and the plan really was for me to be a full-time musician, but then I fell in love with HR. So I thought to myself, I wanted to sing. I wanted to, you know, do something different. I wanted to actually take a gap year from work. So I wanted to travel the world and I wanted to sing. So I took a break from work totally. I like to tell people that I'm an accidental businesswoman, because what gave birth to HR Madam Consulting was the fact that somebody who is a Facebook friend just sent me a message on LinkedIn one day and said, oh, we're looking to hire 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions. We know that you have a wide network and would like to leverage it. Will you be able to recommend 1 or 2 people, or, you know, for these roles? And I thought to myself, oh yeah, sure, I can do it, but for maybe a small fee. So it was really because of them that I went to incorporate my business, you know, set it up and everything, open a bank account. In fact, I just even did a business name, you know, just to get something on paper, So, and that was what gave birth to HR Madam Consulting. Now for me, the plan also has always been go back to full-time employment, but every day I just see that, okay, I'm still here, I'm still a businesswoman. Some days I'm like, okay, I'm not even doing it again, I'm going to go and look for a job. I am still looking for a job, to be honest. I want to go back to paid employment, and all of that. But so far it's been good. I've consulted for SMEs across diverse industries: oil and gas, telecoms. I've done real estate, I've done advertising. Our focus is really SMEs. So of course, and a lot of SMEs got hit by the pandemic situation. So in some instances, I had clients say, oh, we're going to cut your fees by half. And of course you had to oblige, because unless you were blind to what was going on, or in some instances people then decided to do things internally, like in-house, so like they did not need your services for certain things again, because everybody was just looking at their bottom line and what your inflows and outflows and things like that. People need to really consider what are the skills that are really going to be relevant for the new world of work. And I think that people should be tailoring their career towards those things. So if you're a job seeker, what kind of skills are going to be in high demand in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years? So now it's not abnormal for you to have virtual teams, okay? And if things are being driven by technology, we then need to look at what are the future skills, what are the skills that will be relevant for the new world of work. So people need to be thinking in that direction. I thought onboarding and orientation could not be done virtually, but we've seen that you can onboard virtually, you can do your orientation program virtually, you can do everything virtually now. So a video CV will definitely feature in this new world that we are in. As a recruiter, what I'll be looking to see in a video CV is really not different from what I'll be looking to see on a paper CV. One of the important things to focus on is projecting your achievements and your skills and your abilities. So in terms of achievements, what you have done, because really what you have done speaks to what you can then do again and again. So yeah, you must be big on your achievements, what you have done, how you have achieved results, how you have solved problems, because at the end of the day, people are looking for problem solvers. In addition to having of course soft skills, ability to communicate well, analytical thinking, working well in teams, being self-motivated. Because what I find is that with this virtual work, people then need to hold themselves accountable, because you're not in the office. You might not really get that ginger from other people to get in the mood to work. You're now at home where you can roll on your bed, but don't forget that you have deadlines, and perhaps your deadlines even also feed into other people's deadlines and things like that. So you need to hold yourself accountable a lot. My top interview tips for people who are looking for work or job searching at the moment is that you have to be prepared for the interview. So, and what do I mean by preparation? Of course, do your research. Find out what exactly the role seeks to address, the issue or the problems that the role seeks to address, and the results that they're looking for. If possible, try and find out what your line manager's headaches are, so that when you go to interviews, you're able to address their headaches and say, these are the solutions that you are going to bring, and people want to hear that. The reason why people go to prophets and prophetesses is because they want to know the future. It's the same in business. That's why we talk about business trends. Of course, for you to be able to project those things, you have to have some certain soft skills. So things like communication skills, your ability to communicate properly, concisely, and in just a way that people will connect with you. So practice your communication as well. So of course, when you're at interviews, you have to maintain eye contact and things like that. It's commonplace for you to find that they're going to ask you behavioral questions. So you also want to practice your behavioral questions, possible behavioral questions that they're going to ask you relating to the role that you're applying for. It can be lonely being as an entrepreneur. I would not lie to you. Sometimes what I also miss is that that social interaction in the office, at work, with people. And I don't know, at the risk of sounding funny, maybe I'm also not really a business woman, so to speak. And another major factor is also the fact that it's really not easy doing business in Nigeria. Personally, I don't even think that people respect consultants. I don't even think that people need consultants, because sometimes you see that you advise people and they don't take that advice. And not that you also can't have that in a place of work, but in my own experience, maybe because I've worked in global organizations where they are always open to those things, things that make a lot of sense, and maybe because it's the fact that they have the budget to accommodate those things sometimes also, so it works. We live in a VUCA world where things are volatile, things are uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. We always have to be prepared for these changes.